So here is pretty much everything that I have to go through weekly. And I will be going through each one of these items with you. Always keep a cup handy with you for hydration. You want to stay as hydrated as possible before, during, and after any type of subcutaneous or IV infusion, because you can get really nasty headaches after these. I was switched from the IV version of this due to these headaches, and I have not had an issue since switching to the subcutaneous with any headaches. Like I mentioned, we do have an issue with our tap water right now, so I do have to use the hand sanitizer, a sharps container for the needles. I have a journal that I keep track of each injection, where the sites are. I put down the labels off the bottle, any pre-meds that I took. There are 4 needles that I will explain later. Each one, they are preset to only administer 7 mils an hour per site. So that comes out to roughly 28 mils an hour I'm getting total. Here are my syringes that draw up the fluid into the pump, the sterile drape, band-aids for any bleeding, the pump itself, a spike pin. This goes into the medication itself, and that is used to draw the fluid up into the syringe. A gauze pad for any bleeding. These are the preset infusion sets. These only go 1 speed. I cannot make them any faster or any slower. I can order faster ones in the future, but as of right now, these are the ones that I get for 7 mils an hour per each site. These are my needles. They are 24 gauge, 9 millimeter thick, or I'm sorry, 9 millimeter long. And there are 4 needles in there. There are alcohol wipes to clean off the top of the medication bottle and to clean the site before I inject myself. This is my medication. It is called Gammagard liquid. I was taking Gammagard C in the hospital. Unfortunately, that is only an IV product. So I was switched to this because this is a IV product that can also be used subcutaneously. Now, when you start, you want to inspect the bottle for any floaties, any discoloration. It should be clear with no floaties. You do not want to shake it because it is very bubbly and you'll lose a lot of medication that way. This medication does not need to be stored in the fridge, but it can be. That's why there are 2 different expiration dates on there. I prefer to store mine at room temperature just because with a family household of 6, there's not much room in the fridge to keep 4 of these giant bottles in there. Alright, so let's get started.